Anyone who's been forced to fill up their tanks in recent weeks has probably noticed a sharp increase in prices at the pump. According to the American Automobile Association, gas prices are currently hovering around $3.40 a gallon. That's the highest they've been since 2014, but still below the peaks of 2008. And of course, many American consumers pay higher prices than this. The price of a barrel of oil has also increased pretty dramatically in recent weeks. It's currently sitting about $80 a barrel, with some forecasts suggesting we could see prices as high as about $120 a barrel by summer. All of this is creating economic anxiety. A recent survey found that about 2/3 of Americans believe the economy is currently in poor condition, and that creates a lot of political pressure on leaders in the government to do something about it. But why are gas prices so high in the first place? Hey everyone, I'm Noah Zerbe. I'm a professor of political science at Humboldt State University. In this video series, I try to explain the theories and concepts behind current events, all in 2 minutes or less. Prices at the pump are determined by several factors, including the price of oil, refining capacity, consumer demand, and tax policy. At the COP26 summit in Glasgow, Scotland recently, President Biden argued that higher gas prices were driven largely by the decisions of Russia and the OPEC member states, the leading cartel of oil-producing states in Africa and the Middle East, their decision to limit production. Together, they account for about half of all global oil production, so their output levels do play a big role in determining global oil prices. And it's true that the leading oil producers reduced production capacity during COVID lockdowns and have yet to return to the pre-lockdown levels. This is not surprising, as most of those states would prefer to see higher oil prices well above the $70 a barrel it costs them to produce oil. But U.S. oil production levels also remain off their peaks of 2008, driven largely by private sector concerns about the cost of investing in expanded production in a policy environment that appears to be increasingly moving away from oil production into more green and renewable sources. Increased demand for gas has also played a big role. After a year in COVID lockdown, many people are anxious to get back to life as normal and taking to the roads, increasing demand for gas in a market where supplies are increasingly constrained. There's also increased demand for oil in Europe, driven by tight natural gas supplies and even higher prices there. And finally, tax policy also plays a role. The average consumer pays about 48 cents a gallon in taxes on gasoline, but these vary pretty widely between states. In some, like Missouri and Mississippi, consumers pay about 36 cents per gallon in taxes, while in the higher tax states like California and Pennsylvania, consumers pay almost $1 a gallon in taxes. Again, these are relatively low comparatively in international terms, as consumers in countries in Europe, for example, pay well over $2 a gallon in taxes. There's been some discussion of opening the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve in an effort to reduce prices, but such a move would likely have a very limited impact on gas prices. Others have argued that a more rapid shift to sustainable energy production, more fuel-efficient automobiles, or a greater emphasis on public transportation could reduce demand for gas and thus prices. And while these policies may be effective in the long term, in the immediate future we're likely to be stuck with higher gas prices. That's it for now. If you found this helpful, click the thumbs up button and subscribe to catch future explainers as I release them. Please leave any questions you have in the comments section below, and if you have any suggestions for future topics, I welcome those as well. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.